Hello there, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to start working on our mini cart or cart drawer. So as you can see in our store, we have already created the functionality to display the structure of our mini cart. So today we are going to add cart item in this mini cart. So let's start working on that. So open your code editor, you will see we have minicart.liquid file, and this is the file that has the structure of our mini cart or cart drawer. So now let's start adding the cart content in this file. So we can start by creating a form tag, and the action would be routes.cart_URL. And the method that we are going to use is post method. So we can add some classes here. So let's do that. We can add hfull, and let's add a relative class here. And then we can use flex and flex call, let's say. And we can also use justify between. So now first we need to check if our cart is empty or not. Okay, so we can do that by using cart object. This condition we used in our cart page. You can see we have a condition here. If the cart.item count greater than 0, then we will display the cart content. Otherwise we are going to display a message that your cart is empty. So we can do the same here. Let's add a condition. Say if. We're going to use if else, and the condition would be if cart.item_count is greater than 0. So if this condition is true, we are going to display our cart content. Otherwise we are going to display the empty cart message here. So let's create a div here and add some classes here. Let's say text center, and we can add flex here, and height would be hfull, and let's add some padding, and let's add justify center and items center. Okay, now we can add our content here. So let's create a div here, and in this div we can add our cart icon. So you can add this render icon cart. So this is the snippet that we have created earlier. You can see by going to the snippet folder, and you will see the cart icon here. So I'm not going to use this because we have added this in our store, and the height is fixed here. I need a bigger icon here. So I'm going to add an SVG here. So here I'm using H20 and W20, which means the cart icon will be bigger in size. So we can add some classes here. Let's do that. Let's start by adding flex and justify center. So I think this is all we need, and now we can display our empty cart message here. So let's do that. Your cart is empty. So we can align this center by adding text center class, and we can also add some bigger font size, let's say text XL, and add some padding to the top and bottom, let's say PY4. And also we can add a continue shopping button here. So let's add an anchor tag here, and the URL would be, let's say, routes.allproducts collection URL. Okay, the label would be continue shopping. So we can add primary button here, and then P3 text white flex justify center and items center. Okay, let's save this. Make sure your theme watch allow live command and npx mix watch commands are running in your terminal. So let's go to the front end and refresh the page. So now you can see our cart is empty. If you click here, you will see our HTML here. So now let's fix the issue here. Let's create a div here and wrap this whole structure in this div. Okay, let's save this and refresh the page again to see if it is fixed or not. So now it's good. It's looking good. If you click on this continue shopping button, this will take you to the collection all page. Okay, so now let's work on the condition if there are items in the cart. Okay, so let's create a div here, and here we are going to display the cart message and the item that are in the cart. Okay, so let's do that. Let's create a div. Let's add some classes here. I'm gonna use flex, justify between items center, and add some padding to the bottom, which would be, let's say, PB3, and add some PT3. So instead of these using these two, we can use PY3 and add some padding to the x-axis. Let's say PX4. That's all, I think. Let's add an H3 tag here, which says your cart. And here we can create a span tag, and we can add, let's say, cart dot item count, and I think that's it. So we can also create a condition here. If cart dot item count is greater than 0, then only display this message. Okay, so let's save this. Let's refresh. Let's add a product in the cart. So let's do that. Okay, currently this is not dynamic. We need to refresh the page to check the cart items. Okay, you can see we have a message here and the number of item in the cart. Okay, so we can add a round bracket here, and then we can also increase the font size here. Let's say text to XL. That's it. Let's save this. And the next thing we need to do is we need to create a section where we are going to display the cart item. So let's do that. Create a div here and give this a class of, let's say, cart content. Okay, give this an ID of cart content. Let's say we can add some Tailwind CSS classes here. Let's add overflow on y-axis to scroll, and we can add padding of 3 here. Now we can create a loop here. Let's say for items in the cart dot items. So this is our loop, and now we can display our products that are in the cart. Okay, let's create a div here. Let's create a custom class. Let's say cart item. So if we need some custom styling for that, so let's add some Tailwind CSS classes here. Let's say flex, gap of 5, and py3. Let's add some let's add width, so w full, and let's make it items center. Okay, so what we need is we need 2 divs here. So in the first section, in the first div, we are going to display the product image, and in the second section, or in the second div, we can display the other information of that cart item. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to divide this this div into 2 divs. Let's say div with the class w 4 by 12, and so the next div would be 8 by 12. So if you hover over these classes, so this 4 by 12 means 33% of the whole div, and this one is 66.67%. Okay, so basically we are creating 2 divs. The first div is smaller than the other one. Okay, so in this in the first div, we are going to display the image. First of all, we need to check if the item image is there. Okay, we can check that using item image. If the image is there, so we can create image tag using item.image and the image URL, and we are going to use, let's say, width of, let's say, 200, and we are going to create image tag, and we can also add loading, which would be lazy, and so let's fix that. This should be lazy in the quotation mark, and also we can add class, let's say w full and rounded, let's say MD. So now let's create an else part, if the current item doesn't have an image, so we can generate a dummy image. Let's say product 1. We can add this placeholder, let's say svg tag, and add colon and add placeholder svg. So we have already used this kind of stuff, so you can check the previous lecture. Now let's save this and check on the front end if we have item in the cart. Let's do that. Here you can see that we have the product image in the cart. Okay, let's add some other product in the cart. So let's add this. Click on this add to cart button, and if we refresh the page, you can see we have 2 product images. Now let's add other information of these items. Okay, so in this another div, we are going to display the product title. So you can copy this information from the cart page. So you can copy this piece of code and place that here. So let me do that. So we don't need this text LG or font semi-bold. So we can remove these classes and add some smaller text title here. Okay, so we have this item product title, and the title is here, and I have linked this to the individual product URL. Okay, the next we can add the product price. So we have already this here, so we can modify this a bit. So let's create a div here and add our price information here. Let's add some classes here. I'm going to use text sm, font medium. Let's say I need this a bit bolder, and text gray, let's say 500, and add some margin top to empty 2. Okay, so we can add, let's say, span class. Let's add text bread, let's say 500, and add the price here. So item dot price, and we can add the money filter here. So money with currency. Okay, so this will show the price here. Let's refresh the page. You can see we have the price here. Okay, now let's add a product that has let's say sale price also. Let's add this and add to the cart. So let's refresh the page. So we have this $11.99. We need to display this price also. So let's do that. So we can create a span tag here, and let's add some classes here. Let's say text sm and text gray, let's say 500, and here we are going to display item original price. Let's say original price, and we can add let's say money with currency filter. So let's save that and refresh the page again to see if this working. Okay, so we have that here. Let's make it a bit smaller. Let's say XS, or let's make it red color, and let's make it this gray color. So with this we can differentiate the sale price and regular price. Okay, now it looks good. Now let's add the variant title here. Okay, so we have already done this in our cart page. So let's check that. Okay, so we can use this condition here. Let's say copy this and paste that here. We can add this after the image. Let's save that. Let's paste that here. And now we can add the quantity field here. So here we can create our quantity increment and decrement field. So I have created a div and 2 buttons. So we have the increment and decrement button here. Okay, so I have created an X data and create a state here, the QTY, and the initial value of this is item quantity and the amount of item in the cart, and we will use that when we are going to work on our increment and decrement functionality and update the mini cart. So for now this is a simple structure here. So let's save that and check how it looks. So you can see we have the quantity field here. The last thing that we need here is the close button, the remove cart item. Let's create a button here, and the type would be button. And so let's add some classes here. Let's give its height of h6 and width of h6, and add some padding here, and add cursor, let's say pointer. And we can also add, let's say, flex, justify, center, and items center classes. Okay, so here we can use render icon close. Let's save that and check on the front end if everything is working. So we have that here, and I think we have added the relative class here. So let's add a relative class to our cart item div, and here for this close icon we can add absolute class. Let's add absolute, and we can use minus right 2 and top to 3, and we can also add rounded full and bg gray, let's say 300. Now let's save this. If it is fixed, okay, it's not fixed as yet. Let me check. So we have this so I think it's a spelling mistake here. So let's remove this and refresh that again. So this will surely fix the issue. So we have the close icon here. So the next thing that we are going to add are cart and checkout button. For that, we need to create a div. So we have this cart item. So we have created this cart item. So outside the loop, we have to create one more div that will contain our cart total and checkout button. Okay, so let's add some classes here. So let me do that. Let's add an h2 tag and display a cart total here. Let's create another span tag here, so that will display the cart or total price, and we can also use money filter here. So money with currency. Okay, now we can add some classes here. Let's say flex, justify between, items center, and text LG, and padding of bottom, let's say 2, and let's make it bold by adding font semi-bold class. The next thing, we can add our checkout button. So we have already created those buttons here. You can see that. So we can use the checkout button. So let's create a checkout button here, and let's create an anchor tag that will take us to the cart page. Okay, so let's do that here. So the URL would be /cart, and the label here would be cart. So we can add some classes here by making it a secondary button. So let me do that. Let's save that and check on the front end. Okay, so we have everything here. So we have our cart items, we have checkout button, cart button, and the cart total. In the next video, we will start working on making this mini cart functional and dynamic. This is it for this video. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more upcoming Shopify theme development tutorials. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.